All right, welcome developers. Today we're going to pull back the curtain on the command line and look at something you use every single day, but maybe don't fully understand. So yeah, let's just dive right in.
You know the drill, right? You type a few letters, you hit that tab key, and poof, magic! Your command or your file name just appears. Well, it's not actually magic. There's a really powerful command working behind the scenes doing all that heavy lifting for you.
So, let me introduce you to compgen. And yeah, it stands for exactly what you think it does, completion generation. This is the powerhouse, the brains of the operation that figures out exactly what options to show you every single time you ask for an autocomplete.
So what is compgen really? Well, it's a bash shell built-in command. And that word, built-in, is the most important word on this slide. It means compgen doesn't live in a file somewhere on your system like most programs. Nope, it's literally part of the bash shell itself, living right there inside its memory.
And the cool part is, you can play with it directly to explore your own system. If you type compgen-c, it'll show you every single command you can possibly run. Use the -a flag, and you'll see all the custom aliases you've set up. And -b, that'll list all of those special shell built-ins. Seriously, pop open your terminal and give it a try.
Okay, so this brings us to a really fundamental concept. If you want to truly master the shell, you absolutely have to know the difference between the two main types of commands you're running all day long.
Let's break it down right here. On the left, you've got your shell built-ins. Think of these as features baked right into the shell's code, always loaded in memory. Their whole purpose is to change the shell's own state, right? Like cd, changing your current directory. Then on the right, you have external commands. These are just separate programs, actual files sitting on your disk, like ls or git. The shell finds them, runs them, and when they're done, they're done.
And honestly, this analogy just nails it. Built-ins like CD are like the steering wheel of your car. It has to be part of the car to work, right? You can't have some separate program change the directory you're currently in. But external commands, like grep, that's like a wrench in the trunk. You take it out, you use it for a very specific job, and then you put it back. So once you get this difference, a whole bunch of other confusing things suddenly become super obvious. For instance, have you ever been kind of unsure whether you should use man to get a manual page or help to get documentation? Well, the answer lies in whether it's a built-in or an external command. So here's the deal. Man is for external commands, the ones that exist as files on your disk. It gives you this super detailed scrollable manual. Help, on the other hand, is specifically for shell built-ins. It just pulls a quick, concise summary directly from the shell's memory. So think of it like this. One is a deep dive user manual, the other is a quick reference card. Okay, so that's the logical next question, right? How am I supposed to know which is which? Thankfully, you don't have to guess or memorize some crazy long list. The shell itself gives you the perfect tool to find out instantly. And that tool, my friend, is the type command. This little command is your new best friend. It's the key that unlocks all this, telling you exactly what kind of command you're about to run. Check this out. If we type grep, the shell comes back and says, grep is usr bin grep. You see that file path? That's your answer right there. It's an external command, a file on your disk. So the right tool to learn more about it is man grep.
Now let's try another one. What happens if we type cd? The output is totally different. cd is a shell built in. The shell is literally telling you, hey, this command lives inside me in my memory. So what's the right tool for docs? Help cd. Simple as that.
Okay, but this is where it gets really interesting. What happens when a name like ls exists in multiple forms at the same time? I mean, it could be an alias you created, and it's definitely an external file. So how does the shell decide which one to run when you just type ls and hit enter? This is where you learn the difference between plain type and type-a. If you just run type, it shows you the winner, the one and only version that is going to execute right now. But if you add that -a flag for all, it shows you all the candidates, every single place the shell can find a command with that name. See, the shell follows a very strict order to decide that winner, a pecking order, if you will. First, it looks for aliases, always first. If it finds one, it stops right there and uses it. If not, it moves on to step 2. Functions, then step 3, built-ins, and only as a last resort, at step 4, does it go hunting through your system path for an external file. The first one it finds on this list wins, period. Let's look at a super common example.
On pretty much any modern system, if you run type-a ls, you'll see two candidates. The output shows that ls is an alias for ls-collar equals auto, and also that there's an external file at usr bin ls. So which one runs? The alias. Why? Because it's number one in that order of precedence we just saw. So let's put this all together into a simple, powerful workflow. From now on, whenever you're unsure about a command, just use type to figure out what it is. If the answer is built in, use help to get a quick summary. If it's a file path, use man for the deep dive. And if something just feels off, use type-a to see if there's a sneaky alias getting in the way.
So now that you know exactly how aliases work and how they take precedence over everything else, we'd love to hear from you. What's the most useful or clever shell alias that you use every single day to make your life easier?
And one last thing. From compgen to type to help, which of these shell built-ins did you learn about today that you're actually going to start using more often? Let us know your thoughts and share those awesome aliases in the comments below.